Welcome everybody to TopLine's Live at 5. My name is Brian here with TopLine, and today we're going to be talking about digital display ads. And we've talked about it before, but I've been getting more questions about it because this is kind of a hot topic right now. And there's a darn good reason for it to be a hot topic, and that is because digital display ads are working better than they have in the past. Now, let me jump to a quick screen here because I want to make sure that you understand what a digital display ad is and, of course, why we're excited about it, what's going on, and I want to cover all those basic details so that if people are talking to you about it, if you're hearing words like digital display ads, if you're hearing things like real-time bidding and skyscraper ads, all of these things are basically the same thing. And I want to make sure you know what it is and how well it can work in your practice based on kind of what we've been seeing just in the last 8 months. Has been really incredible. So let me jump on over to the screen. I want to show you why this has been so interesting. It's because the amount of money that companies are spending on these display ads has now surpassed what they are spending on search ads. Now, just to clarify, search ads are things like Google AdWords, when you are searching for something and you show somebody an ad based on the terms that they are using when they are doing their search. And this has been a really interesting change. The expectation, of course, is that since 2016, we did see the shift that is going to continue. And as technology improves, it gets less expensive to run these display ads. You can be more targeted with these display ads, and we can get better returns with these display ads. Now let me jump on over here to the next one because I want to make sure you know what a display ad is. And the display ad are just what's in this red box. When you go to any major website, you're going to see these banner ads that we call them, display ads. Sometimes they move, sometimes they don't. But you'll see that these ads pop up all over these major websites and you pay to be there. Now, the difference with the big major players, these huge websites like CNN and Business Insider, all of these companies, is that you don't just call them up and say, hey, can I put an ad on this page? No, you actually have to go through major software and have a whole system set up for where you're going to be displaying, who is your target. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can control. So it's the things that you're going to see on websites like this with WebMD, TripAdvisor, Cosmopolitan, Yahoo, ESPN. All of these places are where we can be placing your display ads. Okay, so that's what a digital display ad is. And I'm going to move over here. I'm going to skip through this a little bit because I want you to see. Sorry, let me get right to it. I want you to see that there are two types of display ad marketing. There is what we call retargeting, and there is cold targeting, meaning they have never heard of you, never been to your website, and you are just trying to get them to have an interest in something. And that is the hardest thing to do. But retargeting is probably the most interesting today because it doesn't cost thousands and thousands of dollars each month in order to do a retargeting campaign. So let's talk about retargeting first, and then we'll talk about cold ad traffic. When someone visits your website, then we capture 100% of those people through what's called a browser pixel. And this is what we talk about with managing lists, and your pixel list is one of the most important things for you to be managing. Now, most people don't even know there is such a thing. But I tell you what, when you start paying attention, if you go look at a specific type of car or a red Honda, and all of a sudden you'll notice everywhere you go on the internet, that red Honda's following you around, well, that's retargeting, okay? So if somebody comes to your website, and let's say they don't take a specific action, and we don't know what's going on or why they didn't call or why they didn't fill out a form, well, we can capture them and we can start following them throughout the internet. So you can market only your website visitors on any other sites. We saw that list of sites. And you can do this over the course of 1 to 3 months until they are ready to purchase. And we can actually rotate those ads. So it's not the same ad they're going to see over and over again for up to 3 months. We can have 10, we can have as many ads as you'd like, but usually right around 10 is sort of that magic number. All right, so that's what retargeting is all about. Now let's talk about cold traffic. Because on cold traffic, we're placing specific ads on sites that might interest your target market. So we can go after medical base. We can go after kind of new moving kind of things. So if somebody's new to an area, they're probably going to be looking for you. Now, cold traffic is one of the more difficult things to do, and it's usually where we're going to spend most of our money up front. But as we get people to click on your ads and they land on your website, we now have them in the retargeting campaign. So it gets very inexpensive very quickly. All right, so we can market to everyone that visits those sites or only those from a city that visits. Now, do you hear that? Because we can say, hey, we only want these 2 or 3 or 4 zip codes, and we only want to show the ads to people that live in those zip codes, but are going to be visiting all these different websites. And that's just how powerful this thing can be. And then you can split test offers, reputation, brands, all kinds of things in order to maximize clicks. Now, the national average for cold ad traffic is a 0.06% click-through rate. I did say that, 0.06%. So very, very low, but the amount of exposure, the amount of times that people are seeing your ad, your offer, your brand is absolutely astronomical. And that's where the real power comes in. Now, when we run these ads, we are typically getting at least double that national average. So we're at least 0.1, usually 0.12% click-through rate. And a lot of times we've been getting closer to 0.2%. So we've been doing extremely well on cold traffic because of how we are targeting and who we are showing your ads to. But then once they've clicked and they've gotten to your website, well, now we get really good results on the retargeting because they've already kind of raised their hand and shown a little interest. And now we just got to kind of tip them over the edge, so to speak. And the national average for a retargeting banner ad or display ad marketing like this is 0.6. So not 0.06, but 0.6% click-through rate on retargeting. And again, we've been getting on average double that. Okay, so that's what has been really exciting, is that we are not only massively beating the averages, but the cost per click is very low. The amount of exposure for your practice is extremely high, and it can work very, very well. All right, so that's what I wanted to cover today. I wanted to make sure you knew what a display ad was. And of course that there's 2 kinds of display ads, which would be the retargeting and cold traffic. And I hope that kind of helped you out and gave you a little bit of insight. If you have any questions, you would like to see kind of how we can help you take advantage of all this great new technology, give us a call. Reach out at 720-989-1932. Fill out a form, whatever works for you. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next time on TopLine's Live at 5. And that's it for me. Bye for now.